You know what? I think it's time to enter our first level.
Yeah, after we finish off the homeworld.
Yeah, I
That
think
was
we have.
also I was like thinking about like today. I was thinking about like all the homeworlds in the Spyro series, and I was thinking like how much more I love the homeworlds in the first game than I did in the other two. Like, well, the other two had like the themes of like seasons and like times of day. The first one just like felt so magical, like dream weavers, beast makers, peacekeepers. Like these are the elements of like the dragon realm, you know?
It's interesting you say that, because, like, whilst I do love 2 and 3, 1 has a very special charm about it that the other two just don't have.
One is just so magical.
It really is.
Like,
It's just, like, even if the gameplay isn't as advanced as 2 and 3, it feels so fun. Like, it's so easy to control and just pick up and just have fun with it. Like, the levels aren't too long, so you can just breeze through and just, and you can, yeah, there's so many paths to explore. It's just
and
such a
it was
great game.
like, and 2 and 3, like, even though they added like more like villains and more like concepts, one just felt like the world was so expansive.
Yeah,
And
it really does.
yeah, it's like I don't know if it was because like the first game, like if you think about like the scheme of the levels in the first game, like a lot of it's sort of like empty, where like you'll have these areas where it's like one or two enemies and some gems, but like because of that, it feels like so much bigger than it is.
Yeah, that is
Looks
true.
like the Riptocs have frozen all the Dragon Masters.
What has happened to Zoe?
She got more human, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
That's. I don't.
You're
I
going to have
don't.
to use your
don't
I wonder if
power
she
up to
scolds
melt
you
the
for
ice
in
and
this
find
game
out
for
what happened here.
pirating.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. What was the first game to do that? I know Pokemon did
Enter
it.
enter the dragon. Well, I was just referring if you in You're the Dragon.
Yeah.
If the game detected you were pirating, Zoe would say that you're like a terrible person. But like I don't really know what the first game that had like piracy detection on it would be. I don't know. Like the ones that stick out in my head are like, God, Pokemon Black and White. That was rough. Your Pokemon wouldn't level up.
Oh really?
Bro,
Oh yeah, with ROMs. Yeah.
with ROM, yeah, when the ROM was released, your Pokemon wouldn't gain experience.
Yeah, I
mean, the
remember that.
fix was found like immediately, and you could just hack rare candies. But I remember that happening.
Yeah, that was a massive like. Whenever, because I mean, back in the day, there was no way to record a DS or anything. So like, when people wanted to record walkthroughs, they were like, "I can't record a walkthrough yet. It's impossible. Like, it's just I can't do this. I need a pack. Like, I'm not leveling up. Like every first video you watched of it, it was just like, oh, I'm gonna have to put this on hold. Like, so I didn't realize this was gonna happen.
God, that was like, dude, Black and White was like the biggest fucking controversy because Nintendo was actively like filing copyrights and taking down any footage of Black and White, even though it released in Japan at that point. But
Oh,
because it hadn't
really?
released globally, yeah, there was like a year between when it released in the U.S. and it released in Japan. And the Japan ROM leak, there was actually like a translation patch
Where did
also.
this guy come from?
But if you uploaded videos of it, Nintendo would like file cease and desist, and anyone who was releasing information, like Cerebi, the Pokemon news site, was getting like cease and desist by Nintendo for releasing Black and White information.
Really?
And it was like, if that's like a problem, Nintendo, then do what you did with X and Y and release it globally at the same date.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Like that X and Y was really just like a good idea. Release it everywhere worldwide because it
I
works.
wish,
And, like,
honestly,
the thing is, I don't understand why things don't release worldwide anymore because everything's digital. Like, I don't get it. I understand that certain words need to be changed. Like, I think the biggest example of that is in Mario Party 8, I think it is. Kamek calls Mario
someone
a
a tart?
spaz. And he
Oh,
calls him a
yes,
spaz. And in the UK, that means retard.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think he calls him ditzy in the UK version or something like that. But it's just like you can't say spaz in the game in the UK. That's ridiculously
Yeah, there was-
offensive.
There was one game I remember where a character called another female character like a tart, and because that means like a prostitute in
Yeah.
the UK, like the game was like censored. But like point being, like I assume the only reason that it doesn't happen is because what would you rather do? Release a game early and get money early and then finish translating and release it worldwide, or like wait, even though you have a finished translation, wait and release it globally. Like even though I would prefer a global release, I can see why they would do that, just because it's easier to like, okay, this translation's done, ship it. Okay, this one's done, ship it. Okay, this one's done, ship it.
I think Persona 5 is shipping worldwide. Okay, US and Japan at least. But maybe not Europe.
UK not getting any love from Atlas ever.
Yeah. Fun fact though, I'm in the press section with Atlas, so I get Persona 5 review copy.
Nice.
Very happy now. Also, the dragons. I don't know if you noticed, its name was Bruce, and it's named after Kung Fu.
Bruce Lee. I think there's a Jackie here.
There is a Jackie at some point. Yeah, they're named after martial art film actors. So, pretty cool. No Kung Fury references in this game, though. Bit ahead of its time.
Do you know what Bruce Lee likes to drink?
Go on.
What?
Did you just make that up?
Hey, it's been so long I forget that our calls dropped. It's like the classic. Anyways, I was saying that it's amazing how many Bruce Lee like characters there are in fighting games. Like there's obviously Fei Long in Street Fighter, but there's Jan Lee in Dead or Alive. There's Law in Tekken. It's just like, it's such a trope to have a Bruce Lee character.
Right. Yeah. So did you make up that joke? Is that yours?
It's not mine, but I don't remember where I heard it, but it was a long time ago I heard it. It's like one of my favorites.
That is...
Oh my... I forgot how hilarious Spyro's head bump, like if you charge into a wall animation is.
I don't know if I ever told you. It might have been beforehand. But someone, not this Halloween, the Halloween last year, went as Spyro with his neck broken.
Oh, that's perfect.
It was great. I can't remember. I can't remember her name. I've got it saved. I actually saved it. It means so much to me.
Yeah, that's really great.
It's shellac. Okay.
Shellac? Like what?
I have heard that as a surname in Looney Tunes, Black Jack Shellac, but not as a first name.
Shellac is a resin secreted by a lac bug on trees. It's like used in nail polish. Like, what does that have to do with anything here?
Okay then. Maybe it's secretly telling us something about all
it's
the
like
Dragon
they opened
Masters.
up a dictionary and were like, this word. Like they threw darts in a dictionary and like, this one. I want this one.
Oh yeah, the tiny kid dragons.
Spyro, my
Oh,
in the tree.
I love these guys.
Could you
Rusty.
get my crate out of the tree for me,
Oh,
Spyro?
Rusty. I couldn't see the. I couldn't see
There's
the R.
nothing here to stand on, just me.
What did you
These
think?
guys are
What did you
cute.
think
I
it
love
was?
it.
What did you think his name
Rusty.
was? Oh,
I was like, ew. Oh, Rusty.
wow. Oh, I can see us missing a gem in here. Sparks,
This
do not
trend
fail
wall.
me. I beg of you, Sparks, please. I feel like I'm getting lag by just going in here.
It's too much for the game to handle, I guess. All this
Clearly.
crap.
Oh look, there's electric breath. Cool. That'll be handy at some point.
I forgot how like late in the game you get fire breath.
No, we have fire breath.
Oh, we already got it.
Yeah, we have it. I've been using it a few times. Not often.
What was the? There was one game where like, it was one of the Legend ofs where we got fire breath super late, and we were like, the iconic ability of Spyro comes into play now.
I think it's the second one, and you get it like after the first level.
Yeah.
I mean, the second one starts off good. Like it at first addresses the things that the first did wrong, and I was like, okay, that's good. Then it goes horribly downhill, and it's a
Yeah.
shame because it did have potential. It just didn't fulfill any of it. And it's, but that's the nature of certain games, I guess. They just are doomed to fail. And then the third one retconned it all and did really well. So, like the thing about the second one is just literally none of it. Like you could skip it and it would make all the things would make sense. Like the only thing you'd need to know is like they stopped some evil, and like they froze themselves in kryptonite to save themselves. Like that's all you need to know.
Speaking of games that are like doomed to fail, I remember I remember this game called Brink. It was like this like shooter.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god, I got suckered into that game so hard because the footage looks so cool. I'm like, I'm gonna like pre-order this one. Like this one looks awesome. Naive old me, and then I get the game and it's like a mess. It was awful. It was glitchy. The gameplay didn't even make sense. The online was bad, and I was like, I lesson learned. Like lesson learned. Now I'm more cautious. That game taught me a very important lesson.
See, that's the thing. Like that's like the opposite with Skylanders. Skylanders taught me a lesson that I was just like, it looks horrible, man. Like I didn't even know much about it. I was just like, just on principle, it's horrible. Played it. I fucking love this game. Like, it's just shouldn't always judge it immediately.
I mean, and now that I like think about it, like Spyro's design fits in with the world of Skylanders.
It does.
So
it does. It's just the fact that like we were looking at it purely on a basis of this is not what Spyro is currently,
right?
Like, or ever was. Like, why have they gone down this route? But it's it was a really good game, and it's not all about Spyro anyway. I just put his name in there so old fans can know what it is basically. But I don't care. It's a fun game.
Skylanders was so successful that Nintendo's like, we're gonna do that too.
Yeah. And we're not only gonna do that too, we're gonna collaborate with them.
Yeah, Sky Amiibos. Jesus Christ.
The thing is, with Skylanders, do you know how successful it actually is?
Like, probably I'm overestimating it, but
how much do you think it's made? How much would you say it's
easily
made?
$1 billion.
Let's call it free.
Yeah.
It's super popular. It's insane how popular it is.
Yeah,
It
and
makes
then
like $1 billion a year now. Easily.
Now they have Lego Dimensions and Disney Xfinity, and it's just like, oh my god.
Disney Infinity is a mess. Like, there are parts of it which is really cool, and there are other parts which could be great without it. Like parts of Disney Infinity Free were really good. Like, okay, so you got like there were two. Like when you got the, because I bought it because I prayed that it would get me views because it came out in the UK first, and guess what, it didn't. But like when you bought it, it had the prequel trilogy as gameplay. It was more like Clone Wars than prequel trilogy.
Oh, that's a Star Wars pack. Okay.
Yeah, and you could optionally buy like an original trilogy set of missions. The prequel trilogy set of missions were really fun. Like they were actually like the missions were actually just really interesting. They were fun. It had pod racing. It had creative things. And then when we got to then I bought the original trilogy one, thinking, okay, it's gonna be good as well. It was not. It was boring mission based. Like you must do this. You're gonna have a strict time limit. You're gonna like it was. They were developed by two different groups, and that was the problem. You can't do that. You need the same team working on it because the same team will deliver excellence.
Yeah, that's what it also like seemed to me. Like it seemed a lot like your enjoyment out of the games is solely based on what figures you happen to buy.
Yeah. That said, the Inside Out group, the Inside Out pack, was so fun. It was just platforming, but it was platforming in a really creative way, like using the world of Inside Out, which is awesome. Like that's the kind of thing you want to have, like from that kind
There
of
was
game.
a poll a while back on like from the company that was like, which Xfinity figure would you like to see? And it was like a really, really close tie between Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls and Darkwing Duck.
Oh, Darkwing would be flawless. I would love it.
Darkwing would be great.
Because Darkwing Duck, unfortunately, is pretty much dead. Although they are making a comic series, I think. Could be mistaken. But like,
also,
Darkwing Duck just needs to be revived. Like, DuckTales is being revived. Bring back Darkwing.
Yeah.
Darkwing was amazing.
I was gonna say that like Disney Xfinity also looks like so much more expensive than Skylanders.
Oh, it is. It's super expensive.
Not as expensive as Lego Dimensions,
no,
though.
Lego Dimensions is
I heard
really
that
expensive.
one will run you like $500.
Oh, Lego Dimensions is apparently super expensive. I haven't actually got it.
No, I haven't either, but I've just heard of the cost of it.
However, the gameplay from what I have played is really cool.
Yeah, I can't believe there's like GLaDOS in that game. There's Portal, I mean.
It's actually like the thing about the Portal is it's really creative. Like it's like imagine two L's, like a backwards L on the left and no, sorry, an L on the left and a backwards L on the right, and then a square in the center. That's the Portal. Each like segment has a different color. And
Right.
like you say you want, for example, Homer. Oh,
Hey, it's Rashomon.
hey, it's a Digimon, Rashomon. Yeah. Yeah, say you want, for example, Homer to go through the orange portal. You put Homer on the orange part of the portal. Like, and by portal I mean orange portal in the idea of the game portal. So like you put him on different portals, so you actually have to interact with the portal itself to progress, which is cool. They've actually done something different with it, as opposed to just a device to make you buy toys.
Yeah, that seems really interesting.
Which I do appreciate, because it does something new. But it is super expensive. I don't know how long the game actually is if you just say got the like the standard like deal, cause like
Yeah.
I mean I know you get a lot for buying optional stuff because it's like a whole world, but I don't know how long the main story is otherwise. I should hope at least 10 hours, but I have no idea. But I mean it's a great thing for kids. It's Lego. Who doesn't love Lego? Like, it's a great thing. For
Yeah,
anyways, really. It's got so many references as well to like everything. So, and it's good and it has its merits. It's just it's a shame it's ludicrously expensive. But it does actually have a really cool thing as well with like the Batmobile. You get the Batmobile, and to progress through one level, you have to rebuild the Batmobile into a slightly different Batmobile.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's a really cool idea. You build Lego to progress, which is nice, and it like has detailed instructions on the screen and stuff, and it's just like it shows you how it's done. And that's nice. You actually get to play with Lego again to progress. I like that idea a lot. Like they know what they're doing with it. It's
Yeah,
just
I would
it's
have
expensive.
loved that as a kid. Like I had so many Legos as a kid. Like if that game was around back then, I definitely would have been involved with it.
Yeah.
Like now at this point, it's like I just want to finish this Smash Bros. Line of Amiibos and I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I'm so close to being free. There's just Lucas, Roy, and Ryu and Cloud, and those are the 4 DLC that aren't even out yet. But after that, I'm not doing any more Amiibo. It's too much of a wild ride.
Have you actually got all of them?
I have all of them
Wow.
that have
Impressive.
been released so far.
That's
just-
impressive. I do
it-
not
it
have
is.
all of them. There are some I just simply do not care about.
Right, I mean, and that's fair enough. Like, I only expect people to get the amiibos of characters that they
Yeah.
care about, unless they're collectors. But like, I figure, like, you know what? I've come this far. I'm gonna finish it out. I'm not
Come
gonna
as far, I
bother.
work
with
full
it.
time. I can afford it. Let's do it. That's one.
And honestly, like, someone who's like entering now has it so much better than anyone who was there when it started.
Oh,
like,
God,
honestly.
yeah. It took me a
Yeah,
year
it's-
to get Rosalina. Like that was the only one I truly wanted. It took me a year. Like I missed out on the first time. Then if you wanted to get it, it was £30 minimum. Like pounds, not dollars. That's what, $50. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting this. And then there was like a couple months back, it was on Nintendo Store again. I was like, buy, and the shipment got lost. It was like, oh, we can resend you all the like it just got lost randomly. It's like, oh, we can resend you all the Amiibo you ordered for free. Like no extra charge, obviously, because it's not your fault. Apart from Rosalina, we don't have any more of that. I'm like, no, that's the one I wanted. That's the one I really wanted. Why?
Hey, it's Yojimbo.
It's Yojimbo!
Oh yeah, the classic character.
My
from
favourite,
Interesting
Yojimbo.
Yojimbo.
Does this game have one of those things where you find Hunter randomly in the level?
Oh, I don't know actually.
I don't remember. I don't think so. If we have to come back here later anyway, because we don't have freeze breath, so worst case scenario, we can come back.
Worst case scenario, we come back.
I don't remember, but yeah.